Known for its dazzling charm and interesting mix of culture, along its winding cobblestone alleyways lined with whitewashed buildings. This is the Spanish village of Frigiliana. Yeah, I had to practice that pronunciation. This historic town of Andalusia, Spain is just a little less than an hour away from Malaga, and as you will see, it is well worth the journey. One of the first sites we're going to pass by is the 16th century Palace of the Counts, which has since been converted into a sugarcane processing factory. Now, let's head on our way up the path to enjoy a leisurely stroll along these picturesque old town streets. You'll find this place to be very pleasantly relaxed, with something interesting around every corner, like this photogenic fountain that bears a local crest. Here we have the Church of St. Anthony of Padua, which was built during the Christian Reconquest, and as you can see, it represents a mixture of Spanish and Moorish architecture. And you'll see that all throughout this town. Interestingly enough, Christians, Muslims, and Jews all lived here together both before and after the Reconquista. This sign guides us into the Moorish neighborhood. With cobblestone alleyways of white facades and their blue accents, you'll often hear Frigiliana cited as one of Spain's most beautiful villages. But it's not the only place like this. There are actually other whitewashed villages known as pueblos blancos scattered all throughout the Spanish countryside. Now, if all this white and blue imagery puts you in the mind of something a little further south, that is because Frigiliana is said to have a sister city in Morocco. Many people actually fled in that direction after the Reconquista. But to this day, Frigiliana still hosts its festival of three cultures each year. Here we have a historic landmark that you may encounter along the way. This fountain was constructed by the Count in 1640 to act as a public water source for both people and their livestock. And just check out this nearby viewpoint. Yeah.
Oh, isn't that wonderful?
So you might be in my YouTube video now.
We've been immortalized.
Immortalized for sure. Always a willing participant or two. Now let's make our way on up to higher ground. And it looks like up ahead there are the ruins of an old castle on the hilltop. Not exactly sure how to access that, but I did find this amazing view all the way to the Mediterranean. Now, if you're interested in a deeper dive into the local history, there's an archaeology museum down near the area where we started. Unfortunately, it seemed to be temporarily closed. Just my luck. But don't worry, there is plenty more to do around here. From cool shady alleyways to the stone patterns along the walkways, one could easily get lost in this place. And I mean that in a good way. The relaxing vibe here really seems to find you. Time slips away easily, and I almost felt as if I was floating my way back down these majestic streets. Now, of course, I allowed myself plenty of time to do some souvenir shopping. You know, I'm always on the lookout for a new hat, but none of these here were quite my style. You may also notice goods of all kinds on display around here. Some pretty amazing too. And whatever you do, don't pass up the opportunity to try some of the locally made treats. Oh hey, speaking of which, remember that production facility I mentioned? The one that refines sugarcane? Well, I think it's about time to have a taste of something else sweet. So I stopped in at this tavern behind me to try their moscatel wine. I'm gonna give that a shot now, see what that's like. Yeah, that's really good. So, here's to Frigiliana. No matter how hard it may be to pronounce, you're sure to have an amazing time wandering these fascinating streets. It is definitely worth adding to your southern Spain travel itinerary. And while the entire Andalusia region is full of spectacular sights, this one has surpassed my highest of expectations.